Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Power Rangers CyberStrike. It's been another hot minute, but scheduling conflicts and real life things also, as always, like I say to everyone who's doing anything, takes precedence. But we are managing to push out a session for you today. There is a caveat. We are down 2 Rangers. We will be missing the Luna, who plays Nova, the blue CyberStrike Ranger, and Mr. Hardluck, who plays Scott, the green CyberStrike Ranger. They are at work. It's unavoidable, but hey, we move on. We do what we can. So, in a moment, I'm going to unmute and introduce you to the rest of the cast, give you a recap of what happened on the last episode, and then we will start the session. Hello, everyone. We are live. So, ladies and gentlemen, as always, we will introduce the cast, and we will start off with Chocolate Zombie, who plays the red stripe CyberStrike Ranger, Marika Hammond. Oh, I don't even know. America. Thumbs up. Playing the role. Okay. My brain is not functioning enough to do references right now. Introducing Aero, the yellow CyberStrike Ranger. We have Cryptic Cyanogen. Playing our resident Catman and the source of familial anxiety for this arc, probably. We have Rosso06 playing the role of Dwayne, the black CyberStrike Ranger. And finally, we have playing the role of the Proto Ranger, our resident Alpha Sentinel Orchid, is Dynamo Tom. Robot noise. And of course, as always, I am Twitch the Person. I am the game master for Power Rangers CyberStrike, a story that I have cooked up in my head and sometimes can't keep track of because my brain goes, "Oh, look, a butterfly." And they say I don't have anything because I've done the tests. But anyway, so how are we all feeling? Good. Yeah, like we said, it's unavoidable. It's real life comes in, scheduling conflicts with tabletop games happens all the time. Yeah, and we decided to go hard mode because we have 3 players in one time zone and 3 players in another. So, I think we're doing pretty well, all things considered. A quick note, episodes 28 and 29 are now live on my YouTube. You can find that and the entire playlist of Power Rangers CyberStrike by typing !YT in the chat. But without further ado, we shall now get in to the session. I forget America has many. The British are noticeably silent. What is this you speak of? We don't know. Anyway, so on the last episode of Power Rangers CyberStrike, the Rangers dealt with the fallout of the battle in the Central Arcology's water plant. It was there that they had a meeting, a secretive meeting of sorts, with Councilman Patar, the head of the arcology in which the Caroso family live. a lot of information was exchanged between the groups, particularly involving the fact that Councilman Patar has had inclinations and theories that something wasn't quite right on the planet. This only seemed to line up with what the Rangers were able to share, or as much as the Rangers were willing to share, with Councilman Patar. They were then given the run of the arcology, in which Dwayne made some local inquiries about his family and where everything was, finding out that all his assets were frozen to his use, but given to his family. He also found out that one of his family, that his family had grown by another member. Sorry, I'll take a drink there. After doing what they needed to do in the local area, they decided to go to the docking base, or the station, where a ship had been, a transport vessel had been arranged for them. And it was at this transport vessel that Dwayne reunited with his old squad commander, Khan, or Khan Tia, I believe is what I've got in my notes, and his apprentice, Fanal Kair. It is widely known that High Hunter Khan is probably the best High Hunter Smilodia has ever seen. However, he's never taken a higher ranking position, instead preferring to stay doing a lot of what he calls the grunt work. Not only was he reunited with his former squad captain, Dwayne was also met with his sister, who had achieved the position of admiral in one of the Smilodian space fleet. It is at this point, following a icy reception from Dwayne's older sister, that we find the Rangers now approaching the south eastern arcology. I had to double check. Southeastern arcology. And that is where we find ourselves now. So, the ship is on approach. It is about to come up and land at the landing zones, the southeastern arcology. And if you were to peer outside of it, this is the view you would be met with. This is what all... you guys are totally black, is it? Woo! Because, you know, the collisions are like a global... How about now? Disable that. How about now? Yeah, sorry, I had token vision enabled. I will double check to make sure none of that is on for the other scenes. There you go. Yes, so this is what all the arcologies look like, a little bit more up close. Some music on for you. So, you land, this is the southeast arcology. It's a little smaller than the central one, of course. But this, Dwayne, is basically where you grew up and where you were stationed for a while during your tenure here on Smilodia before being moved up to a different hunter division. Yeah. So you all land, and the other passengers on the transport get off. Khan and his apprentice get off, and they bid you a quick farewell because they are off to report to the reason why they came here, off to the other security team here at the Southeast Arcology. Your father steps off, and he's waiting just off the ramp as your sister approaches you all and just indicates, Councilman Batar has informed me that you are to have the run of the arcology. However, I will say that you should exercise caution when traveling around. Some people are not as hospitable as others. And also that you are to be stationed at the Caroso guest areas. My father will lead you there. I have other duties to attend. And she gives a curt nod and walks away and salutes the father before walking away with a group of other people. So you are now inside. Well, not inside, but you are at the landing bays, basically, of the arcology. You have a choice. You can either take a little tour around, or you can go straight to the Caroso family estate, where you know that your items from Kruger and the ship above in orbit will be waiting for you. So you can get out of your Sunday best, as it were. You are still getting a few odd looks. Not many people in the on Smiloria have seen, a robust, other species, let alone a sentient-looking cyborg. Your father goes like, I trust you remember the way home, Dwayne? Very well. I have some more errands to attend to, but I have informed your mother that you will be here with your guests. Your sister already said, try not to get into any trouble. And he gives another curt nod and wanders away. That was his dad. Yeah. So it is completely up to you what you do now. Yeah. I wouldn't say it was trouble. It was just not the most well handled. It's been a few hours. You've been planetside for almost half a day now. It is coming up to nighttime. Give me a group perception check, please. Alertness perception. Hmm. Uh, I would say yes. Yeah, go ahead. That leaves you on 13. That's not it, yeah. Yeah, you're lucky that wasn't a 1 and a 1, because that would have just been an automatic fail. Currently can't hear the players. Ooh. Huh. Thank- Crap. One sec. You just try and figure this out.
Twitch was coming through.
Talk now.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm getting. Yes, I'm getting.
Yep, that was coming through.
Awesome. Yeah. Sorry. For some reason, it just wasn't picking up my desktop audio, which was strange. Okay. Thank you very much, Caius. Also, welcome in. First time chat. Yeah. Quick update. So I'll just give you a brief. You've heard what I have said, obviously. It was just some witty banter between Orchid and Arrow. Arrow saying, "Name the last time we were in trouble found us," and then Orchid listed off 5 times trouble found them. Quite emphatically. And I've just had them roll this perception check. For this group perception check now, you've all managed to get, well, aside from Arrow, above the like that. You start to notice that there's security personnel starting to man different towers around the arcology, and walking along different gantries about on the outer walls.
I would know about that, wouldn't I?
Yes, as it gets darker, because Mauser and Rouser activity heightens in the night. So you know that the night personnel are starting to get into their positions.
I know that shift all too well. I think we better head straight home then.
All right. So, as you enter the arcology, again, it's very, very much similar to the central one, if a little bit smaller. Again, you go through. There's several transport vessels that are docked and presenting, papers and documentation to stay there, or people returning back from the central arcology if that's where they've been for work and other such things. You see the engineers and everything going up and down. There's a lot more lift in this area as well. You notice, again, something different from the central arcology. And you guys, managed to get on board one of the other elevators that seem to be in constant motion. And you make your way to the residential areas. Again, the design in this one is a little bit different, because you can actually see out of the lift in a 360-degree angle. And as you leave the hangar area, you come up to it's kind of like the bottom area, which some would consider the slums in quotation marks. It looks very industrial, down to the lower ground area. Packed streets, got street stalls everywhere. and then you go up another level. It's kind of the same but less, and then the higher you get, it just gets nicer, and then you get up to the highest residential floor that you go to, which is where a lot of the family estates are. And you exit there, as do some other people, and you make your way over to the Caroso estate. It's okay. It's a nice homestead, as it were, for a place like that. It's a large house, with another area just off behind it, which is where the guest quarters stay. Which on its own is big enough for a single family. There's the flag of Smilodia. Just in the front garden. And in the front garden, you see one of those like drones being controlled by, and I've lost my. Close my notes. I'm an idiot.
Which sibling is it?
Yeah, that's what I'm pressed the wrong there. Pardon me. It is the. Oh, hang on a minute. I may have misinterpreted how young they are. It's no. It's a snow leopard Smilodian that wearing a white coat, or also wearing glasses, and the medic itself, the drone itself, you recognize, Dwayne, as something that is deployed with combat medics.
Oh no, you didn't, did you?
You don't. You vaguely recognize that she looks a lot like your mum.
It's a Mr. Handy, isn't it?
What is?
The drone.
I'll need to find out. But yeah, the youngest snow leopard. She kind of looks like your mum. She's quite young. Can't be any older than about 18, if that. And yeah, she's just controlling the drone in the front garden. It almost looks like she's testing it.
Does this drone look like the drones they were testing?
Yeah.
That we saw on the way in?
Yeah, very similar, except this one's not equipped.
The star-like one or the regular one?
The regular one. This one doesn't have like battle attachments. Again, it looks more like it's equipped with, areas to store medical supplies and whatnot for combat situations.
I get distracted by the drone.
Feeling a little kinship there, Orchid?
It is just fascinating how these drones have been wired up, especially the ones that they were testing when we first arrived.
Hey, Twitch.
Hello.
We had, speaking of Marika's class, they had like things like combat drones, things similar to this in like the Allied forces, correct?
Oh yeah, the Allied forces has like drones and stuff, but they don't seem as independent as these ones.
So ours are you would say like the Allied ones are more like autonomous in a sense?
I wouldn't say autonomous. I would say the Allied drone ones are what you're saying, like they are used, controlled.
They're stupid.
Yeah, they're controlled by other people, whereas these ones seem to operate on their own, so long as they are programmed to.
Rika's just kind of staring at it, like seemingly lost in thought.
As you're standing there quite close, all of a sudden, you hear someone walking up behind you. And as you turn around, you hear an audible, basically an audible gasp. It's like, Wayne?
Well, Dwayne's going to turn around.
As you turn around, you see a Grey Panther who's wearing work clothes. That looks like they've just come in from an assembly line or factory, as if it were. Not too dirty, all of that, because that looks quite well put together. But this is your oldest sister, Mitra. A high up laborer who works on a lot of the defensive and transport ships for the hunters.
Hey, Mitra. How's it hanging?
She runs over and hugs you.
Okay, yeah, just give the hugs back.
That I heard over the I heard father and mother say that you'd be coming home. I just didn't expect it so soon. And I'm awfully sorry. I haven't introduced you to my. She starts to ramble, going off and off and off. It's at this point, Nova and Scott indicate to the four of you that they're going to go to the guest quarters, which they can see, and start, setting up and getting their whatever stuff has been delivered to them and whatnot. And those two go off and do that. To which Mitra's kind of like, did I say something wrong?
No. It's just we've had gear that has been delivered for us here, and
Oh yes,
it's a lot more business than simply just a visit home. But I mean, I'm taking it as well as I can.
Yes, I see. I assume this is official SPD wear. She says, indicating to your your current dress.
Power Ranger.
Her ears kind of perk up and go, what?
Yeah, I'm a Power Ranger.
He's got the
We all are.
spandex and everything.
There's a story there. I'll go in and tell Mother that you're here. Oh, and of course. And then she kind of goes in. She goes, Lyra. At that point, the snow leopard in your front garden kind of jumps and the drone falls to the floor. And she turns around and she says, she yells, Mitra, you know not to scare me when... Oh, I'm awfully sorry. I didn't realize you had company.
I go to the drone on the floor to make sure it's okay.
It seems to have... its systems seem to be completely shut off, you notice. Like, at one point, like, as soon as Lyra turned around and wasn't there. You notice Lyra's also wearing two contraptions on her hands. Like that kind of like glow, and they have like that, that pyramid style discs on them, and they glow like that little bit like blue and whatnot. She kind of like regards you walking and says, I'm careful with that. It's very temperamental.
Understood. I will not touch. I just wanted to make sure the fall did not damage it.
Well, it would take a lot more to damage Mylodian medtech, combat medtech, I tell you. However, it's just we can't seem to get it to operate outside of its parameters when needed, and that's why I'm currently experimenting. Sorry, where are my manners? I'm Lyra Caroso. I'm one of the developers on combat medical tech here at the Arcology. Mitra, who are your friends?
Dwayne's got like a big smile on his face.
Mitra kind of laughs and goes, she's just going, well, they're not friends, but this one here, she kind of like puts an arm around you and like pulls you in, says, is Dwayne, your older brother.
I see Mother Smarts have come along very nicely.
Lyra kind of goes, oh, you... Oh, well, it's nice to finally meet you. I must go and tell Mother that you're here. One sec. And she kind of just runs away for a sec and then comes back over, picks the drone up, waves, and then runs back inside.
Damn it, I was gonna scan the drone. Next time. Next time.
Yeah. But,
later.
That Mitra kind of just laughs and goes, you can make your way inside. I need to just drop off a few things over there in the workshop. He points to the garage, and it's kind of like, what passes as the garage, I guess, or the garage, whatever you want to call it.
Mitra, one sec.
Yes?
Anything I should know before I go in there? Just what the reception's like?
I'm guessing you've met up with Dad and Hila.
Yeah, they've got their tails in 7 knots.
Yeah. Well, father is father and Keeler is Keeler. Kai is actually in the hospital right now. But I know Mother is excited to see you, and of course, you don't know Lyra all that well. Micah, well, he isn't home yet. Probably off gambling, knowing him.
Well, I better not be with any of my money.
Yes. Well, Mother's seen to it that not all of your funds have been taken away. Steve could probably explain it better. Go on. You should head on in. You all feel free to go in as well. I'm sure I'll get to know you quite soon. I just really need to drop this stuff off and get out of these clothes.
No, go. We've got this.
She kind of she goes on like that, and she goes over to the other small building just off to the right of your house. Again, it's probably where you would store a vehicle, but as the door slides open, you take a quick to have a quick glance in. It's a tech workshop. It's full of just it's got like a hover bike in there. It's like broken down, and there's parts laying about. Is it like that? You get the feeling that is where Mitra spends a lot of her time.
So I'm not the only one that has their own workshop around here.
She kind of
I'm just going to look at the others and with a big grin, like, Dwayne has his workshop on the Gamma, and now Mitra's got like her workshop. And
she's always had that workshop from when we were younger.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Mother's smarts have passed down in the family gene pool.
Yeah. So, as I assume you guys make your way in.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Is there anything you wish to do? If you want to have a look around, see if there's anything going on, like that, now is the time. I will give you that chance.
Are we being ushered in?
No, you're not being ushered in. You've just been said that you can head on in. Like Keela said, she's gone into the smaller workshop, and Lyra just ran straight in. Because again, she didn't really know how to react. She's never met Dwayne before, and now he's turned up with some odd-looking individuals. At least to a
I guess
Smilodian.
I'll just follow group consensus. I'll follow wherever we meander to. I'm keeping my eyes out though. In fact, can I just do a perception for cool techie shit around me?
Yeah, sure. Ooh, crit 11. Okay. Yeah, you see again. You see, like in some of the neighboring houses, everything seems automated. The small travel cars and whatnot for transport. You also still see some of those drones, but these ones look very plain in comparison to the ones you've already seen. And they're just, one of them seems to be a watering plant. Like it floats over and then it sprays down like that. The other one's spraying what you think is like, bug spray or whatever. Just doing mundane menial tasks.
And I get a feeling that they're all like networked together in one big like network.
Because you got a
type dealio.
Yeah, because you got a crit, I will say yes. You get a sense that these things are connected to a central control, which deal out the orders and stuff that can be programmed in and whatnot.
Then I just follow whatever the group does, getting a feel for that.
Yeah, so if there's nothing else anyone wants to do, as you approach the front door, it opens up. You get inside. It's very pristine looking, the house. The best way I could do it is imagine a modern futuristic house. The plating is everything is very built very deliberately, very straight edged. A lot of right angles and corners, that kind of stuff. It's a 3-story house, again, because of your father's position. Most of your family members are given a lot. Like you're on one of the larger estates. Again, because of the success of numerous members of your family. And as you get through, you see everything as it was when you were younger, Dwayne, before you left.
Mm-hmm.
You see the family photos. You see the medals that your dad earned. You see some of the medals that your sisters and brother have earned. You see an award trophy up on one of the cases, with a picture of Mitra there, and you can assume this was from when she was younger, because she had won, a competition or something like that. It's the basic family home.
Mom, I'm home.
As you shout out, you hear someone run. You hear the footsteps running, and you see Lyra up one level. It's like as she can, and she smiles. She's like, "She'll be right down." As she then runs across the landing, where you can see her, and you assume she's heading towards her room. As another older-looking snow leopard, Smilodian, walks around the corner to the stairs and looks down, and she smiles. This, everyone, is Cleo Caroso, the matriarch of the Caroso clan. A mechanic who works very much, not so much these days, but in her younger days was one of the best mechanics in Smilodian, and that's how she met Gira. That's how Dwayne's family came to be. She comes down the stairs. She kind of smiles and says, like that, like I've been looking forward to you come home for so long, Dwayne. And she hugs you, gives you one of those motherly hugs.
Yeah, just hugs back.
Yeah. And then she kind of like regards you and says like that. You're looking a tad thin. Are you eating well?
Rations aren't what they used to be, and busting up robots all day. Not really that much to eat, so yeah.
Yes.
Looking forward to something a bit more substantial now.
Yes, well, I believe introductions are in order first, although I was told there would be 5 of people accompanying you. I assume the others might have gone to the guest quarters already?
Yeah, yes. They're sorting out the equipment that was delivered for us.
Ah, yes, we had that sent straight there. 2 rather hefty boxes, reinforced. Like that, I wasn't familiar with the metal though. Not something I've seen on Smilodia. That's for another time. Please. She kind of she steps over. She says, "That welcome to my our home. I am Cleo Caroso. Obviously, I am Dwayne's mother. You've met 2 of my daughters already, I assume, and obviously you have probably also. Well, I would say you've probably met 3 of my daughters, and you've also met my husband."
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I take it from that response. My husband and my eldest daughter were less than welcoming, as they tend to be. I do apologize, and I hope you don't take it personally. Smilodian culture, some of us are set in our ways. We are a reclusive planet, to be sure.
Yes, but you have more than made up for that first impression. In one part because you have given us Dwayne, but another because your general demeanor. Thank you for being so kind.
My pleasure. And then she kind of nudges you, Dwayne, to say, come on, introduce.
Okay, mother. This is Captain Marika Hammond, the leader of my team.
She'll give a salute.
She kind of laughs. No need to stand on formalities, sure. It's lovely to meet you, Marika.
Likewise. Your son is a fantastic teammate.
Well, he has always had a flair for the more explosive side of combat, but
He does fancy himself around explosions of the spherical nature.
He throws boom apples.
That's what we started calling them.
kind of looks at you, Dwayne, to say, really?
What?
Rolls her
That's
eyes.
what they are.
She rolls her eyes and looks at you, Arrow.
I am Arrow.
She kind of regards you for a second. Oh, excuse me. Christ, that. Where did that come from? One sec. Sorry, let me take a drink.
Arrow's
Feel
a team.
hydrate.
Doing voices.
Yeah.
Doing voices. Oh. Sorry. Yes, she goes, it's a pleasure to meet you. She kind of regards you for a moment. She goes, oh, you're from Sentai 6.
Yes, it is a terrible tragedy what happened there.
Yes, well, I was actually one of the ones that lobbied for the council to end this silly partition that we have. And I am sorry. It's sometimes it's an instinct. I've met several people from Sentai 6 when they came through on a new trade vessel. The loss of your planet, I know, must be hard, but to see your people thrive still, it's rather inspiring.
We are scattered, but we are strong.
And we also kicked Gerok's butt as well. He was one of the Machine Empire generals that sacked Sentai.
Well,
That was so cathartic.
that must have, well, as you said, that must have been some small measure of relief for you. And
I actually got to insult him.
yeah, that's nice, dear. And then she kind of turns her head and she regards you, Orchid. She walks over.
Greetings.
She kind of walks over. She's got like her hand on her chin. She kind of like walks in a full walks around you in a full 360. You
Can I help you?
resemble Edenite technology. I would say an alpha unit, however, too tall.
That would be a good guess. You know your technology very well.
I wouldn't have gotten to the position I'm in if I didn't. I've long envied the Edenite technology. Their ability to create fully autonomous machines is something that we strived for a long time here on Smilodia. However, we've only extended it to our drones, as I'm sure you've noticed.
They definitely have displayed some interesting properties. They all seem fundamentally connected as well.
Yes, they are, through a central system. Each type of drone is controlled by a central node. That central node then sends the signals out that are programmed into each drone to serve their function.
Does that mean that all of a type of drone are connected to a singular point, and it is not individual points or place?
Yes, correct.
Interesting.
This is Orchid.
Oh, I'm awfully sorry. I didn't even forget National Orchid, you say? I thought all Alpha units were named, well, Alpha and then their production number.
I am not your typical Alpha unit.
Apparently so. You seem decked out for combat.
Orchid is a Alpha Sentinel, and as far as we know, the only one.
Ah, I see. Something I suppose you were created with the intentions of supplementing the Edenite forces.
I was a first-line rescue response.
Fascinating. Well, I welcome you to my home, Orchid.
Thank you.
It seems that you've found yourself an eclectic group. However, none of them describe your so-called partner that you've sent back in your letters. I'm assuming he was the one that has gone to the guest quarters?
Yes, Scott went to the guest quarters.
Along with the other one.
Nova. He's from KO35.
Oh, Carovian. Ah. Another refugee.
Yeah. And also, we are all Power Rangers.
That bit of information doesn't come as a surprise to me, as your father already sent that one through. You're here as the ambassadors for the Alliance, which I'm told you failed at spectacularly, my dear.
Yeah.
You were always better at fighting than you were negotiating, but nevertheless, it seems Councilman...
And I'm also better at building than I am.
Yes, well, and your mother nods, but then as that happens, you hear Mitra come across to that. Yes, but not as good as me. As she makes her way upstairs.
One day. One day.
Well, I suppose your sister And father and brother will be home at some point, or at least I hope your brother will be here. God, let that lords know where Micah has gone and got himself. Probably drinking with that group he's with again.
Group?
Oh, just some gang, I believe, down in the lower sector. They hang around one of the gambling establishments and the gambling and drinking establishments.
Uh-huh.
Yes, well, he can't quite easily get his hands on any more funds, let's just say that. But we're not here to talk about that. Please, make yourselves at home. If you wish, you can go down to the guest quarters and refresh yourself while I finish preparing this evening's meal. And making everything like that. And
Thank you.
Yes. And then she says, like, she's like, and making sure your father and the sister don't give you such a frosty reception.
More so than the one they've already given me?
Well, she said that under her breath, but like that. She kind of just chuckles and then shouts up, Lyra, make sure you place the drone back. It needs to go back to the service station when you're done with it. And then you just hear like a yell, like, yes, sir.
So, you decided to have another after I left.
Your mom kind of like, she's like picking things up and, moving things around. She says, oh, yes, well, you have been gone for some number of years. Things happen. She's a intelligently brilliant girl. But rather than come the mechanic way, she was more interested in helping out the hunters that she saw come back from the raids.
Yeah, and Kai made squad leader, I hear.
Yes, he did. Leads his own team out on several excursions. He's currently in the hospital, as I'm sure you've already been told.
That's about pretty much the extent of it.
Yes. Some misinformation. Yeah, he was helping out over at the West Arcology.
Really?
Yes. Mauser and Rouser raid, or incursion, happened, and the Eastern and Southeastern Arcologies sent over for backup. By the time they got there, half of them had already been quelled, but to make sure of a thorough job, your brother led several squads out into the jungles to make sure. Unfortunately, they were caught in a rather sophisticated trap, I hear, although I've not read the report I'm not access to. But your father told me as much. A small injury, he should be out of hospital fairly soon. You might even be able to see him before you have to leave the planet again.
Well, I'm going to try and, stay as long as I can.
He smiles.
Failing that, I'll visit him in the hospital personally.
Right, well, I'll leave you all to it. And she walked off to another part of the house.
Gonna go to the others. You hear that? West Arcology.
You do have a lot of signs pointing us that way.
To refresh your memories, the West Arcology is controlled by Beegs. The Southwest Arcology is controlled by Guile. Or Gile, even, if you want to say that.
Yeah, but there was the guard in...
Yeah.
There was the Smilodian in the filtration plant. That told us to check out the West Arcology.
Yes, to check out the West Arcology, because that is where a majority of people have been going missing, which is also information that you were given by Councilman Tatar and his assistant.
And that's where Kai got injured. Okay.
During the reinforcing of the Southwest and West Arcologies.
I think it's time to get to the guest house and get out of this rather a bit ruffled outfit.
Yep, you can head to the guest house. Scott and Nova, you see, have already sequestered themselves away and they've picked their rooms. There's enough rooms for everyone. Like I said, it's a very small looking... It could fit a small family. You know, some of you will probably have to bunk together, but... Dwayne, you're no stranger to that.
Mm-hmm. Bit weird how I'm not having my old room, though.
It's a conversation for later. But no, you're...
I need to be RB for the loo a bit quick, so...
Yeah, we can take a small break here. As you see out already scattered out in the communal area, you notice that Nova has set up a couple of like a laptop, a little small portable command station, and Scott's got his stuff out, and you can see he's just thrown his clothes there. But yeah, we can take a small break before we get into the meat of the session, as it were.
Yep, that's cool with me. I figured the outhouse would be like a good break point.
Yeah. Not a problem.
Alright, I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go refill my water because my throat is doing me a concern. I will be back momentarily. Let me just get some lo-fi. Lo-fi space music.
Yeah, my gang.
I will be right back.
Alright, I'm back. How's everyone enjoying the session so far?
Is good.
Yeah.
It is good. I've been up since 4:30.
Ooh.
I had to open at work, and it was fun, and by fun I mean not fun.
No, I'm going to be doing that tomorrow.
Spent 3 hours getting the delivery trucks around because nobody left me any notes from the closer the previous night, and so I'm having to go move shit from one side of the store to the other side of the store and pull shit that wasn't even pulled.
I return. Ugh. We waiting on anyone?
I don't think so. I'm here.
We have a Choco, we have a Cryptic,
You have it, Dwayne?
we have a Dwayne,
Have an orchid.
we have an Orchid. Woo! We're all here.
Woo! All here!
Yeah. As I've said before, at the start of this one, because we are 2 members down, I'm doing kind of a different session type deal. It's kind of like an interlude that leads into some of the other bigger stuff I have planned. So, again, very RP heavy session. But we're gonna see what fun we can get into now. So, let me just stop the music. And
Well, we also have just been given a bunch of Caroso family side quests to do if we want.
yeah. Yeah. So you're currently it's been an hour or two since you got there. You've changed out of your SPD, your CyberStrike uniforms, official uniforms, and now you're in your quote unquote civvies.
Well, I'm probably going to have the SPD SWAT suit somewhere.
Yeah, you got whatever. You basically so that again. You were only able to be given something like that. So you've been given like your normal clothing. You haven't been given again any weaponry. So you are still without, your official
Gauntlets.
gauntlets, your sidearms, and everything else like that.
I think I've still got a laser blaster, don't I?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I said that you guys had that. You were basically sent on as ambassadors.
Oh, it was only Orchid then.
Yeah, well, they did. Yeah, well, they don't know what Orchid has. That's the difference. But yeah, so you're in the communal area. Scott has sequestered himself off to sleep, as has Nova. And you're just milling about the house. To your knowledge, your father and older sister has come home. Your younger brother has yet to appear.
Mm-hmm. Do we have to go out and get him?
Oh. So, what are you all doing currently? Is there anything that you've been doing in the interim?
Marika's
Unless
probably found herself a room and hunkered down.
That's fair.
Tommy was going to go next.
Unless any drony distractions floated on by, I would just be in like the common area helping set up our mini command center.
Well, there are
Just pottering.
Yeah, there are a couple of drones that have flitted in about the guest area. Some of them carrying refreshments, some of them, doing mundane tasks like cleaning and everything.
I'd probably try to greet one and interact with them at some point.
Yeah, as you tried that, you notice that very much in the way a Roomba, it kind of like stops at what you're doing and then like idles for a moment before it seems to calculate another path, and then it kind of like zips around you and continues doing its job.
Can I feel one with my brain?
Yeah, sure. Give me that roll. I can't remember what we called it.
I'll give you a logic roll.
Yes. With your advanced grid.
Oh, that's crit 8.
It's a crit 8. It doesn't meet the difficulty.
I've learned nothing new.
Nope. So you still get the same thing. But you also, again, because these are just mundane, everyday house drones, there's nothing special about them. They are just... You obviously felt something different. One thing that you can confirm is that it feels different from the one that you saw that was decked out for military use. There is a difference between them.
Yeah.
It's just that these ones are just like, hello, I am Hoover.
Civvy and military difference.
Yeah.
Conversation with a Roomba today, then. I'd just go back to helping set up the command station, making sure we can establish what links we can. Everything's running smoothly.
Yeah, so what was sent down was, like I said, it's like a mini portable command station. Well, that's everything that you need to do. Nova set up the majority of it. There's, again, information on, what the Alliance wants from your mission here to Smilodia, all that kind of stuff. There's the other stuff about the mineral that was sent. You can obviously see some of this has been looked through, not to a high extent, but it's definitely been checked out and whatnot as it's come through. Professor Daxian has sent down all relevant information that has been transferred through for you to update Orchid, for you to have an update on everything.
I will be updating myself then.
Arrow, Dwayne, are you doing anything in particular?
I'll give Arrow a chance to do his thing.
I was actually gonna follow Dwayne's lead because it's his planet.
I assume things like what we would have in our gear, like the climber's kit and the engineering kit, that got brought down?
Yeah, some of that stuff got brought down, yeah.
Okay, so I get my engineering kit back.
Basically, anything that's not a weapon, you have.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to I'm going to go through my med kit.
Yeah, sure.
I'll have my med kit as well, because that was in my inventory.
Yeah. Checking the medical supplies and whatnot.
Yeah, there's no telling how much we might go through these, so use them sparingly.
The only person has anything with him is Scott, and it's just his screamer sticks, because when they were checked, they tried taking them off him, and they would flash green, and the people tried to take them off him. Because again, Green Ranger, Grid Juju.
Now, this might be my brain being stupid and not remembering stuff. When we came down, did we have our morphers on us, or are those
Yes.
back at the
No, you have your
Okay.
morphers. You have your morphers.
Okay.
They wouldn't be able to take them from you even if they tried.
Fair enough.
Even if they did, they wouldn't be able to use them because they are DNA locked.
And then, I mean, we can just summon them with, like, a push of a button. In theory.
Well, they're constantly attached to you, so. So, yeah, if there's nothing else, you get a knock at the door of the guest house. And as it opens, you see your younger sister coming in, Lyra. She pokes her head around and is looking around at everything with a curious glance.
What's up? Is dinner ready?
No, almost. I was just curious to. Well, you know, She's kind of like shuffling.
Dwayne's kind of like just like looking like, yes. What's
Well,
up?
It's just. Why did you leave?
I just feel-
Wow! You really just hit the home run out of there, didn't you?
No, not like in like a bad, but like, what's it like? Off planet, what out there?
What can I say? Some good, some bad. It kind of depends on the area, and it really depends on how the war out there is going.
She kind of nods. Yeah, I understand that. Was like, do you do much fighting? I've asked Mom and Dad a few times, but all they said was that you're part of some special operations team led by Commander Anubis Kruger.
Yep, that would be the one. SPD.
Right, yeah, I believe that was the name Mom said.
Think of it more as special forces, guerrilla tactics, that sort of thing.
Like, sort of like the High Hunters.
The High Hunters are more generals. These are more specialized. So you would have
Right.
me, for example, be more of a demolitions expert. You would have someone who would be more, techie, hacky. Everyone has their very particular role in the team, and they're very highly specialized in it.
She kind of nods.
Points over to Nova. He's the techie.
Nova's asleep.
Then
Yeah, just point to his sleeping form,
Yeah.
and say,
As is typical of the techie.
Nova's away in his room. I should specify then. Right, and she kind of looks around and says, "And you all SPD?"
me and Scott are. Marika is normal military. Arrow is a teacher, and Orchid is, well, he's an Alpha Sentinel.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting that. Sorry. She is an Alpha Sentinel.
I'm okay. Fine.
She kind of Lyra kind of just looks at you with fascination, Orchid.
I do like a wave gesture.
Yeah, she kind of waves to you as well, but then she kind of looks at Arrow like, "Teacher, I thought a teacher fighting in a war? An ambassador, even?
It takes all kinds.
Lyra, what do you know about Power Rangers?
she kind of just kind of straightens up. She's kind of like, well, only what the news lets through. I know there's Power Ranger teams out there. The one that I'm most knowledgeable about is the ones from Aquitar. There was actually a few of them came to the planet once on another ambassadorial mission.
Oh.
Yes, this was a long time ago, though.
Funny, we actually met Arco, the red Equitar Ranger, not that long ago.
He was a pretty nice guy.
I've never actually met them. I've only saw them on the video screens. I was too young. And then she kind of like looks up and she goes, "Wait, are you?"
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at this point we all just like flash the wrist.
Well, flash the phone for me. The cyber cell.
Okay. She kind of like lunges out quite quickly and like grabs the cell in your hand.
No.
She kind of gives you like that like younger pouty sister look. She says, "Oh, no, that's technological marvel. How did you even get it?"
And it's DNA locked.
She kind of looks at you. She goes, "Really? That's fascinating. So no one other than you would be able to operate it?"
Yeah.
Unless I deemed a successor or someone that was descended from me.
She kind of like looks around and then again looks at you, Orchid, and she goes, but I do not see one on you. And however, I'm not even sure how. Are you a ranger as well?
I am a ranger, yes.
Orchid is our pink ranger.
You've managed to bond a power source with a sentient cyborg? Or
That is why there is only one of her.
she kind of like looks up and says, "Sorry, you are a cyborg, right, robot?"
I'm Orchid.
He smiles and says, "Yes, of course, you are Orchid. A fully autonomous artificial intelligence. Remarkable. I did not know such technology existed. We've been trying to gain that for years here on Smilodia. It would certainly help with the drone issues."
Drone issues?
She kind
What
of...
issues?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
What issues do you seem to be having with the drones? From my understanding so far, they're working perfectly as intended.
Oh, yes, of course. It's not so much issues. It's, well, for years now, the High Council have wanted more independent drones, but to be able to think for themselves, and to aid the hunters or to aid the medical services here on the planet. It would mean that we would have to send out less scouting forces and we would be lessen the loss. Fortunately, we've not been able to achieve anything as such. However, we have managed to somewhat have control over the drones individually if we program them to. That's actually what I was doing outside when you saw me earlier. We're trying to be able to outfit our combat medics with a way of controlling the drones so that they can administer any medical aid that a group of hunters requires.
It feels like you may have a fundamental flaw with your drones if you wish for autonomy. Because they're all singularly connected over one group. It is hard for a singular drone to act when all drones are just given one order.
She kind of regards you for a moment. And she kind of like, well, they're not technically given one order. They're all connected to a central node for sure. Even though each drone can be, and she starts to, like, she's like that, she's going up like that, she starts thinking, even though every drone can be programmed to do a specific job, at the end of the day, it is a programmable drone that gets, and the orders are sent back to the main hub. And she starts going on tech rant.
It would be like
So-
having
so
one brain connected to many bodies. How are the many bodies going to act individual if they're all connected to the one brain?
I will have to run this past Mother.
That
This
is
is-
the best I can summarize it using
In other
flashbacks.
words, go ahead, Orchid.
Well, that is it. It would just be like, say, if your brain is hooked up to 5 bodies. Now try to tell one of your bodies to do something and think for itself. Going back to the one brain.
Essentially, you would need to decentralize the system.
That would be a good start point for it.
Decentralizing the system would bring all drones to a halt. This is something I'm going to have to bring to the correct people. Nevertheless, Mother says food's ready. However, Micah has not returned home.
Is that usual?
Well, sometimes, but he's been getting into a lot of trouble.
Okay, I'm not gonna go look for him on an empty stomach.
She kind of like runs over to you, grabs her arm, and says, "Well then, come on." And then Father's already home, and so is Keela.
Oh, good, Father's home.
Joy.
As we're all like assuming we're getting ready to leave, Mariko will just look over to Dwayne and just go, "We should introduce her to the professor. I'm sure they'd have a lot of fun, wonderful things to talk about."
Oh, that would be non-stop, wouldn't they? And then there's Pungus.
She kind of like looks back. What's a pungus?
A putty changeling with no malice, essentially.
What's a putty changeling?
It can change its shape to look like other people.
And that's bad?
In maliciously, yes.
But this one is
A good
seems
one.
Like it doesn't really want to hurt people. It actually is basically an assistant for us around the station.
It actually hugged me.
The way you speak about it, is it you calling it an it? It doesn't seem like any species I'm familiar with, but yeah, okay. As you get to the house, she just yells out. She says, "She goes, the guy, Dwayne's here."
Well, they're more of like a primitive form of robot. They're golems.
They're made out of rock and stone and clay and earthly materials.
Above game, would we know that?
You know they're made from clay.
Hmm.
You know what they're made.
I'm just kind of saying rock, stone, clay,
Yeah.
kind of in the same group.
Yeah. You know they're made from earthly materials. But you're essentially describing one of your enemy's foot soldiers to someone who's not been off planet right now, is what I will say.
At some point, Mariko would kind of look at Aaron and just kind of, do the. Like, let's not talk about this in front of somebody who doesn't need to know about it.
Yeah,
Sorry,
look,
God.
look,
It's
look,
teacher
look.
mode.
You are just
Dwayne-
giving
Dwayne-
out
Dw-
giving out information
Dwayne-
as and well.
yeah. Dwayne is going to lean back and be like, look, if people are going to go off planet, having knowledge of it might actually be a good idea of what's out there.
Not that you know for sure that your sister will ever get off planet, but
Hmm.
You never know what might happen on Smilodia.
This is totally not going to have consequences in the future for us.
We're totally not going to convince her to eventually want to go off planet just to spite his dad.
As you
Follow her big brother's footsteps.
So as you get into the main house, obviously everything's been set up in the dining area. There's food out for everything. Not just Mauser and Rouser meat. There's other things there as well. Which, again, you all look to your... It's all edible, basically. It's not going to kill you. Your older sister comes down. Keela regards
Think like Christmas or Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah. Keela comes down, she gives you another curt nod and gives a side glance at your mother, who then returns it. To which she then says, I hope the cases that were delivered by your superior officer arrived undamaged, brother.
Oh yeah, quite.
She regards you for a second. She says, I see you're still wearing most of your old gear.
Yeah, the gauntlets are having a bit of an upgrade actually, up on the Gamma. But I mean, rules are rules, so I can't have access to them at the moment. SPD allows me a little bit of individuality with my outfit.
Your father kind of comes over to that I have seen many of Kruger's agents, the ones that I have seen via recordings, acting a little differently than the normal ones. I do question how efficient his hierarchy runs, though. I trust the quarters are to your liking. He kind of regards everyone else.
Thank you for the accommodation. It is more than suitable.
He kind of sits.
Yes, you are.
Oh, God.
Yes, your wife is a gracious host.
He kind of nods and says, well, thank you very much. As you know, he sits down, indicating for you, you all feel free to take a seat. As you know, Councilman Tar has authorized you to have the run of this arcology. If you wish to go to any of the others, you will have to, of course, seek permission. However, as the ambassadors, I'm sure that it won't be too hard for you to achieve access. And as he's going off, Cleo just interrupts and says, oh, can we leave the shop talk at work? Honestly, this is the first time in years our whole family has nearly been together. And then under her breath, Keela's just be that way if someone had left. Who is then admonished by her mother. Her father kind of backs down and says, well, nevertheless, as I've said, so long as you stick to the rules and the parameters, then everything should go smoothly. And once this ambassadorial trip is over, everything can go back to the way it was. You just hear your mum sigh.
Are you sure that extending it wouldn't be, at least a bit beneficial? Because, that means I'm here longer.
You kind of just said so that you'll only be here as long as your commanding officers need you to be here. I'm sure the Alliance are hoping for a better outcome, of course, but once we can get the council together again, we can resume the talks. However, your display, abysmal as it was, that can't say it sparks confidence. However, the only one on the council with any sense seems to be Tabs and Star.
Well, shop talk at shop.
At this point, Lyra pipes up and says, starts to talk about what Orchid was saying, and there's general chatter around the thing until all of a sudden there's a call that comes through on one of the one of the hollow phones. We'll call it, and it's a call from Arcology Security, essentially the police force.
Oh boy.
As it answers, someone goes up as it says, you just hear a gruff voice say, Gira, I'm sorry to phone you after work. I'm sure you're probably not wanting this. However, we've had a tip-off that there's something going down. Some of the establishments on the lower arcology levels, and I know for certain that group your son's been hanging around with is there. Now, we haven't been called in just yet, but I'm giving you the heads up. And you just see your father sigh, says, thank you. I'll try and do something. And the line goes dead. He just, honestly. He makes the stand up and go away, and then Cleo says, "Wait, why not allow Dwayne to go? I mean, obviously he's better suited for a confrontation. Not that you're not capable, darling, of course, but after all, it might be nice to have Micah see his brother again, and maybe Dwayne could talk some sense into him." Kind of narrows his eyes and then looks at Dwayne and the rest of you and says, I don't know how much use that would be. Micah doesn't seem to listen to any of us. However, if I were to go down to the lower levels, I would be going there, becoming a target. As I said, you've been given the run, but you mustn't cause trouble. I'd imagine how that would look next time we resume the council talks. Just try to get your brother out without causing a scene.
Locate, simplify, complete. I got it quite clear.
That Keela looks at you and just says, that I wouldn't bother. Probably going to end up in a prison cell again.
Well, if we have to bail him out, I might need access to some funds to pay for it, if he does end up in a prison cell.
Cleo pipes up. First of all, Keela, that's no way to talk about your brother. And secondly, Dwayne, yes, of course. Just say that it's on the Caroso family name rather than your own personal account. Of course, you understand why we can't unfreeze it. Sorry.
I understand. No, I totally get it.
So, obviously being given that, it's up to you guys now. That obviously, you can head down or you can finish food, but either way, as you leave the house, you can start to hear arguments pipe up between your mother, your father, and your sister. And before you're able to make your way out like that, you hear from behind you, "Wait, Dwayne, wait!" As Lyra comes running up, and hands you a small hollow pad. That one of the individuals who dropped off your equipment and stuff earlier today handed this over to Mum. I guess she forgot. Said something about that you'll know what it is.
Can I take a quick glance at it?
Yeah, it's just a holopad.
Yeah, like have a quick glance at the contents.
Yeah, sure. As you open it up, you realize that it's a standard issue holopad, but what pops up is a message from Kruger. Says contact has made contact. The agent has made contact. Find out what you can. Locations here, and you get several locations that pop up on the screen from all the arcologies, and they're all gambling and drinking establishments. What you've been given is a manifest of local crimes, crime gangs and whatnot in the arcologies. One of which happens to be where your brother frequents.
Okay.
And this has come.
I take it that's where the trouble is.
I'm not saying a word. And this has come again. This was sent down, and this has obviously come from whatever agent is planet side with you. At the end of it all, it also says is like that. Contact me on this frequency. That will be a concept like that stationed over at West Arcology. And Lyra's kind of like looking at you just to say like, so what is it? Is it like Secret Ranger stuff or?
Yes, Secret Ranger stuff.
Well, good luck and do be careful down there. The lower levels are, well, not what they used to be. She kind of runs back in as everyone is arguing. Oh,
Anyone want to take food to go before we go, or just head off now?
well, you're outside the house now, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you make your way over to the elevators. You notice everything's pretty much quiet here. So you've been given this information. Have you got anything to say?
Has the information been given to all of us, or does just Dwayne know it on the holopad?
It's on the holopad, but Dwayne.
Dwayne will speak about it with you guys on the way. I assume Nova and Scott are like not there.
No, they're not. They're
Okay.
asleep.
So it's just the four of us, but yeah, keep it on the down low. So I'll just kind of give them a brief about, pretty much what's on the holopad on the elevator as we make our way.
The elevator starts to come down as you're talking. You start to hear, the hustle and bustle of what's going on, or like that. And as you get lower, everything, the arcology again seems to spring to life. It's large neon lights and everything else. You see people out and about having fun. You assume some of these might be, adolescent teenagers on a night out, or that. And as you get lower, you get to what is essentially the seedy underground of the arcology. Here you go.
Oh, just how I imagined.
Oh boy, it's Iguana Street.
Yeah. So, just to give you the general vibe of it. Want that up on stream? Yeah. So here you are. Obviously, there's small little motels, places for people to stay, whatever. Very much Cyberpunk 2077. No, this is it. This is where everything is, and it's a hustle and bustle of Smilodians. You also see a couple of other traders down there. There's a couple of homeless domesticated, you notice. It's a lot seedier than you remember it, Dwayne. It doesn't seem good.
Things used to be so much better earlier, before.
Marika's gonna look to Dwayne. How much money you want to bet when we get there? Troubles are already happening.
I hope not, but I'm expecting it.
I mean, it's us. It always goes south.
Yeah, well, if we can get him out quietly, then, let's try and do that as much as we can. But if, a certain someone is also there, maybe they can help out.
Well, you know that whatever agent is planetside, they're at the West Arcology. But the information they've given you, it says that the areas that have been pinpointed could very well yield information about things going on the planet. It's what basically was sent to you.
Okay. And Mika frequents one of those, so that's our way in.
So you're all down with that. Obviously, there's people selling stuff on these little side things. There's people getting food. Or you hear people shouting "Rouser meat" or like that. It looks suspiciously not like Rouser meat, but a lot of people down here are too drunk to care. There's some guys in the, squared off to the side. Obviously doing some sort of dubious substances.
Skooma.
Everyone make me a group perception alertness check, please. Alertness perception.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
1.
With edge because it's my hometown, or?
No, just normal. It's different from when you were here.
19 again.
That's alright.
That's a 6.
It's alright.
I guess it's just too different for me.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, but it doesn't matter because it's a group roll. Only 2 of you need to pass. But yeah, no. You look around and you notice. Again, you're still getting those stairs. But you also notice that there's a lot of commotion further up the streets, so out toward the more highly lit area. And as you walk around, you notice that some people, there's 1 or 2 people, slightly tailing you. You don't really get a sense of, malicious intent. They're more just kind of like, maybe they look like they've got some money. Could be a scam artist, could be a pickpocket. You're not sure. But as you make your way towards the heavily lit area, they kind of back off. And as you get there, you notice that there's a whole line of clubs, drinking establishments, small gambling houses, and everything else. And you notice the one that you're looking for seems to be one of the more central ones. It's not exactly big, but it's not small.
It's not exactly Vegas.
No. You're on a night out somewhere in London. Let's say that.
Ah, I know that. So what's the front like?
What do you mean?
Like bouncer line, or is it just you can walk in?
There's a bouncer. There's not a line. It's quite a large establishment. There are lines at other places, but this one isn't. You notice that there's a large group of individuals on transport bikes and other such vehicles nearby. You haven't
They
seen.
look like a biker gang.
Yeah, they would. You haven't seen your brother yet, though.
So, would you want to ask first, the bouncer or the biker gang?
The bouncer is probably going to be the more friendly of the two.
Oh, I'll sneak in a quiet word, and I'll just come up behind him, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Psst, hey.
Kind of turns round. He's a large white lion. Like, I kind of like looks down and goes, "Guys, like, I help you."
Yeah, I'm looking for my brother. Apparently, he's long past his curfew. Don't suppose you know where he is?
You got a name?
Mika.
Got it. He kind of looks around. He gets in, like, he goes on to like his like radio. He said, "Got a guy out here looking for a Mika." Hey, yeah, you know what he looks like?
Yeah, I'll give him the description.
He kind of nods. All right, yeah, yeah. He kind of nods over to the biker gang. He's like, "Last time you saw, he's around with those guys over there."
Cool. Thanks.
Kind of just grunts.
Listen, if anything kicks off, have a couple of extra guys at the front, okay?
As long as you don't cause trouble inside, nothing caused me.
No worries. Thanks. Anyway.
Again, he just kind of grunts.
So, biker gang it is. Do you want me to handle it, or...? I'm asking the group that, like, do you want me to handle it?
I do believe I am too conspicuous. I defer to you.
Here's
Just
your brother.
Tell me what you need me to do.
We'll just sit down at a nearby table and let you handle it.
You are outside the establishment. You're not inside.
Okay.
Just go around the corner then, and keep out of sight if need be. I'll give a shout.
There's not really anywhere you can hide around you. It's pretty much you're either on.
I thought there would be like a little side alley for this place that they can just like duck into.
Nah, you're pretty much on like the main street.
Right. Yeah, just put your backs to the wall and make sure that nobody kind of gets too close. So, yeah, I'll approach the biker gang then. Yeah, I'll give a perception if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. What are you looking for specifically?
Oh, I'm looking for Mika specifically, if he's in the group or not.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And because of the thing, I'm going to do a shift up as well.
What thing?
Not from around here, so if I'm looking for a very specific person,
Okay.
it gives me a shift up. Ooh, that is a 9. I am not hitting anything above a double digits today.
No, you don't see him there. You can't really tell. They're all kind of like, yeah. I guess the one thing you can pick out is that they're all wearing a similar jacket.
Dwayne's going to walk up very nonchalantly, and he's going to whistle, and he goes, "Ooh, nice wheels."
One of them kind of turns around and just turns around, looks and goes, "It's about time you got back." Wait, you're not Micah.
Oh, you know him, do you?
Yeah, another one pipes in. What's it to you?
I'm his brother. I just got back from off planet. And I figured, hey, drop in, see my brother. You know, I've been out into space, and, you know, figured I'd drop in and say hi.
You notice some of them murmuring and something like that. Goes, oh yeah. What is that? The outcast, betrayer, the traitor, the one that went off planet.
Yeah, well, I'm on planet now, and I figured I'd drop in and say hi.
Surprised they let anyone back down. Well, if you're looking for Micah, we haven't seen him since yesterday.
Is that usual for him, or?
Kind of just shrugged like, well, he ain't a part of the gang, but he's able to get us a few things. Picks up the bikes.
Where's the last place that you saw him, or would know where he hangs out then?
Well, if he ain't in there gambling, he's over there drinking. Why, is he in some sort of trouble?
Like I said, figured I'd come say hi. You know, your brother's back in town.
Yeah, well, like I said, we ain't seen him since yesterday, so you better off trying to get in there. Maybe he's in there gambling away his life again. Hell knows he's got a couple of debts to pay off. And then everyone kind of laughs.
Well, at least it ain't, as long as it's not with my money.
I got one money. The way I heard it, when one of y'all leaves planet, you're pretty much not welcome back.
Yeah, well, I got special reason too.
Yeah, whatever. That all?
Yep, that's it. Thanks for the info.
Yeah.
And again, nice wheels. Might want to take a ride sometime.
Yeah, he kind of just, again, kind of like lets out a huff. Turns around, you know, and goes back to talking to all of them. Everyone else, how close by are you? Or did you stay well away, or?
Within listening distance, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Was so silent like that. Okay, everyone make me another group alertness perception check, please.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies! Crit 10.
Watch me roll another 19.
Oh, that is a crit 20.
10.
16 on the D20, but a crit on the skill die. Yeah, no, you get it. Orchid, Marika, you don't really hear much, but you see one of the other guys, you know, as he tries to subtly make himself, you know, just walk away from the group. Arrow and Dwayne, you Arrow, you see the guy that walks away. He's just been handed something. As he walks away, gets on his bike and drives off. Dwayne, you hear as you walk away, you hear this. You go, "Someone go and tell the boss that Micah's older brother is snooping around." As Dwayne, you walk back to the group.
So, trouble? Or should we tell?
I feel like it might be best to keep your father updated so there aren't any surprises. If we think something's going to happen, he has a right to know.
You make the call. I think I'm gonna see if I can find us some transportation.
Look, I'm just gonna put this out there. I have a hang-up.
All right, whoa, you're rolling things now, and I haven't asked for it. What's going on?
Oh, no, I said I was going to look for some transportation, and that's what I've kind of rolled for.
Okay, wait, now. All right, so what for the hang-up? You don't open up to others because you have learned through the imminence of your life that it is a waste of time. It takes a while for you to trust new people, and you do not believe any stranger on your first encounter with them. Okay, so...
I have not been playing to this as much as I should, but yeah, basically, like, it needs to be said, anybody Marika meets for the first time, she does not fucking trust them at all.
Yeah, so you don't trust what... So in what way do you not trust these individuals?
I would say... I would probably say, based on Marika's experience, it's a sense of... I have to think about this.
Is it a case of you don't believe what they're saying, that they haven't seen Mike?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
It's just a general sense of, like, not like paranoia, but like just a general sense of, like, I don't know you, therefore I'm not taking what you say at face value.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. And Dwayne, you rolled streetwise.
Transportation speciality, so I'm looking for transport.
Does that come under streetwise?
Yes, it's a specialization for streetwise.
Okay, yeah, sure. There's not really anything that you could use to, like, go like that. There's, like, you could get like the equivalent of a taxi, but nothing that you could drive yourself.
Yeah, I guess a taxi would be fine if I can mark it for the Caruso state.
Yeah, you'd be able to do that, no problem.
Yeah, so it's basically just going to tell that biker.
Are all of you getting inside this transport? It's going to need to be big enough for all of you.
Assuming it's big enough for all of us, yeah.
Same.
Yeah, sure. So, as the other biker goes off, you manage to hail down a big enough transport vehicle. You get in, and you say to follow that biker at a distance. At first, the guy's kind of like, well, no, like that, and then you kind of just, like, slap, you input the credentials, but like that, and you pay it off, and he kind of looks at it and just goes out and goes, oh, hey, you're the boss. And this domesticated-looking cat, he drives off. He follows there. You follow him for a good 20 minutes as he goes down some of the seedier areas, and you end up coming down to, like, what is obviously a hideout, or as they would call it, you know, a clubhouse, as it were. That the guy drops, like, you know, you stop a distance away and you get there and it's like, oh, hello, he goes, thank you, and then like the guy gets out of there sharpish.
Yep.
Oh
He's like, I ain't sticking around to see this shit happen.
no.
Mm.
I assume that one of us gave Dad a call.
I did.
Cool.
What did
And
you
it's
say,
not-
Arrow?
That biker, the group that he frequents, says they haven't seen him, but then we catch wind of them reporting that we're snooping on him and we're investigating.
He's not pleased at the whole investigating thing, and he says that you should leave it to the security forces. And then obviously at some point he asked to speak to Dwayne, but you kind of just said, we're on it, and then you kind of put the phone down. So your father knows what's going on, but he's not happy that you are now tailing these individuals. So, what do you wish to do? You see the guy that you've been telling, he's gone inside the clubhouse, and there's a couple of guys standing outside.
How do you guys want to play this?
I mean, I say watch the place for like maybe like 10-15 minutes, see if anybody else comes in or out, and then after that, just I don't know.
Well, might be a little bit out of character for me, but this is my brother after all, and part of me just kind of wants to go out to the front door and have a word with the boss. But that's me. If you think it's not a good idea, let me know.
Is that something we should be doing if we are meant to be keeping a low profile? My understanding is they do not know that we know about a boss. So if we now turn up to the boss, that kind of already gives them a red flag. Observation seems to be the best bet right now from our current predicament, unless you have a more stealthy way of entering, or a legitimate reason why we would be speaking to the boss.
Being a member of SPD, Dwayne, although your proclivity for explosions is well documented, you are also trained in stealth.
Can I have a look and see?
You can case the joint if you want, whilst you sit back and wait. I can allow that.
Yeah, so for the next 10 minutes, I'm just gonna circle around the perimeter, keeping it inconspicuous, and
Would this
just
be
have a perception.
Yeah, okay.
Infiltration?
I would say this is more infiltration, yeah. No, because you're not.
I'm not inside, I'm more
Yeah,
outside.
you're outside.
Just
I would
You
call
know,
alert
kind
just
of-
because he's just, he's investigating. He's looking.
Yeah, I agree, yeah. So give me an alertness perception check, please. See if you can beat the difficulty here.
I help.
oh, that's a
17.
17.
Yeah, Dwayne. So in fact, everyone give me an alertness perception roll. I'm gonna treat these individually and not as a group roll.
Ooh! 17!
Can I spend a story point to reroll that one?
Of course you can, if you want to. More or less. That still puts you on 13, though.
That's fine. Yeah, it's 15. That'll be fine.
15. Okay. Orchid, you're getting all the crits today, but just not meeting the difficulty check.
Hey, at least it's something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Okay, so
Orchid gets distracted by another drone that flies by.
It bothers me that I'm just connected to a singular network.
yeah.
Oh ho 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 ho!
Okay, so Dwayne, you've spent the last 10 minutes just inconspicuously walking around, staying to yourself, looking at the stuff that's going around, other things in the area. You do notice that there is a back entrance to there, and there's also probably a way in to the top because there's a fire escape on one side of the building. Arrow, you've noticed people coming in and out the clubhouse. You've also noticed that a large truck-like vehicle pulled up whilst you were there, and people, they were starting to offload things. Orchid, although you are more than capable of seeing a lot of things over there, again, you got you don't really see anything because you're more interested in the drones going by. But you do notice that some of these drones actively avoid certain areas. You've noticed.
Thanks to my crit, can I see this on a data network thing? Like, are they fucking with the main data network somehow?
Yeah.
It's nothing about visually going on. It's just
Yeah.
I get a sense they're fucking doing something with it. If that's too much for my crit, that's okay. But
yeah, no, it's too much
that's
because you
my
haven't met.
question.
No, you can't
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
If you rolled specifically for something like that, maybe. But Marika, you also see the same as Arrow. You say that these transport trucks coming in, loading stuff off of the trucks, and then sometimes loading stuff in.
Would I be able to try to think? Would there be a role for me to if I can see what they're unloading? Would I be able to tell? Is this just regular ass typical supplies, or is this special tech, or what they have?
You're gonna have to make a pretty difficult roll, alertness roll for that.
I mean, I'm willing to try.
Yeah, go ahead.
Probably not.
No, not even close. No, you're not quite sure. Alertness percent. So,
Can I follow up Wi-Fi feel then?
if you specifically, what are you trying to find out?
It is more. So what I have noticed, some drones are going against the pre-established path that has been pretty obvious right now.
Yeah.
Why are some drones? It's like they have a blind spot. That's what I want to focus in on. Like, is there something interfering with them? Is it an underlying network feeding into them?
Okay, yeah. Give me a.
Is that specific enough?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Technology. Yeah, technology roll, please. $13. Unfortunately, you can't sense anything. You don't get a feel for anything currently that's going on via
Damn,
a
I could
scan.
provide assistance. Oh, well.
So, do I tell everyone about the fire escape in the back entrance?
Yeah, once you come back, you can tell everyone about it.
Yeah. So, both options seem quiet, but which would you prefer?
I go for the fire escape.
Captain? Choco?
And on the other hand, it'll also give us a better vantage point. We might be able to see into their operations. Might even see Micah in there.
Doc, are you there? Oh dear.
Tom, what about you?
I defer to your judgment. Though something seems odd. With a higher vantage point, will probably give us more help. But I do not know if all of us would be able to go into the fire escape.
I think if anyone is going to have better use of the fire escape, it probably would be you. Especially with that long range.
This is not meant to turn hostile, right?
If possible. But if it does,
We should go into this with that as the last resort, right?
yes, and that's why I would like to have you on the fire escape in case it comes to that.
Understood.
Just trying to see if we've got zombie back at all.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, I had to use the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
So the question was raised, fire escape or back entrance. I've suggested for Orchid to be on the fire escape, basically to provide cover.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I can have if Orchid's gonna be covering the fire escape, then I'm assuming are you going in yourself into the back, or are we all going in the back minus Orchid?
I'll go in the back, but I think it probably would be wise to have like both you and Arrow be a bit further back, if that's possible.
Yeah, I mean,
So
like,
so as I progress, you slowly come up. So
yeah, I can work with that. That's fine.
okay, so that's a game plan then.
All right then. If that's the case, if Arrow and Marika are staying on lookout, figuratively, more or less, I'm going to need a stealth check from those two first, please. This is going to be counted as a group one, but only one of you needs to succeed because, you know, group rolls are as they are.
That is a crit 10.
That's an 11.
Yeah, okay, so with the crit, you two are able to just stay inconspicuous further back. Because you've all split up, it's a lot easier to be stealth, separately as if you were in a larger group. Orchid, I'm going to need a stealth check from you.
Infiltration, right? Stealth if I got it.
Yes.
Infiltration. Easy. You're able to maneuver around, avoiding all of them, and you're able to get up to the fire escape, no problem. As you get up to the top, you can see that there's two skylights that you're able to see like that, and there's a large vent on top that's leaving out smoke and stuff. You get the feeling that it leads into like a kitchen area or some such. From what your display is telling you. And now, Dwayne, if you would, please.
Anything special I should know about, or this roll, or
just roll for stealth or infiltration, whatever, either one.
That's an 8.
So as you are walking past, you make to go around the back, but one of the guys at the front sees you and calls out and says, "Hey, you think you're going?"
Gotta take a piss.
Yeah, well, you can do it elsewhere.
Yeah. I mean, I'll walk off, but then I'll try and double back around if that's okay.
Sure. I can allow that, but it might be a little bit more difficult now.
Well, I'll try and like move around a couple of extra buildings just to be out of sight for it. I'll take longer for it, but
All right, yeah, you can try one more time. Yeah, sure.
Oh!
okay. I'm gonna reroll that.
Okay, you get one last shot.
That's a 15.
Okay, right. If it meets it, it beats it. Even though they were looking out, they were a bit more suspicious. They were looking like that. I'm not going to roll a perception check against you on this one. Because that would be incredibly harsh. You do manage to sneak around, but you get the feeling that they may have relayed that there was some weird guy trying to get in or whatever. But for all intents and purposes, you are now at the back entrance.
Orchid, anything from up top?
I see a grid here that looks like it may be connected to a kitchen type area. Other than that, it is all clear.
Yeah, you also have the 2 skylights there as well.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of wondering, is there anything from the skylights that Orchid might relay?
I see anything in the 2 skylights? Would you like a perception check?
Yeah, if you peer over, you can have a perception check. Quite easy to
I
peer
have
into them.
A cheeky little peer over.
Right, well. As you look over the more central skylight, you come across, it's a bar. It's like a bar area. That there's several members of this gang that you recognize the same outfit and whatnot. There's an individual in there sat at a rather larger table. His chairs are a bit comfier. He's wearing, again, the same outfit, but, you get the feeling that he's the boss man. And sitting across from him is an individual wearing rather smart Smallodian clothing. Over that, and they seem to be discussing something. You can't really hear what's going on, but it looks very hush-hush. So there's not a lot of people in that room. It seems like it's the boss, his bodyguards, whatever bodyguards came with this person in the suit, the bartender.
It looks like we have come at a time during a meeting. There is several members throughout the place, but over at the tables, there appears to be what looks like the head of the bikers meeting with some posh-looking Smallodian, and his guards are also present.
So no Micah either.
Well, over on the other skylight that Orchid can peer into with this crit, it peers into a stock room, down into the storage room. And you can see where there's something there, but in the middle of that stock room, you can see someone who's being held quite not so He's basically tied to one of the chairs there. He goes down. He's a bluish, like a very bluish dark black, bluish dark panther. You know, at a quick glance, he would look almost black, but he's got like a bluish hue to him. Not unlike Dwayne. And he's being guarded by a couple of people. Taunted by some even. As stuff's being unloaded. You can't really get a good look at him.
I made my way to the back.
Looking at the other skylight, it appears to be over some kind of storage room. There seems to be a black, kind of blue-looking person tied to a chair. Strikes a similar look to yourself, as well as some people that appear to be conversing, taunting with him, while others are unloading supplies.
Do I have a rough estimate for like how many?
Yeah, there's about 5 in there. You know,
There seems to be 5 total in the room that are visible.
not counting the drivers of the 2 vans, because you get the feeling that they're just there to drive. And,
Yeah.
you know, you got
So I'm trying to keep a mental image of this. So this storage room, is it tied to the fire escape or the back entrance?
it's not tied to the fire escape. It's just off the other side of the building, where the vans pulled up and parked.
I'm pretty much on top of the
And
building
is
now,
it-
looking in
yeah.
skylights.
So is it okay? So
So-
is the back entrance
Okay, so if the
connected
back
to it?
no,
Okay.
it's all
I'm trying to
one.
th-
It's all
I'm try-
one
I'm-
large building.
Yeah,
That-
I'm trying to think of entry options.
but the back entrance wouldn't lead to the storeroom, the stock room. The only entrance in would be from the side where they're parked, or from somewhere inside. You're not even sure where this back entrance leads to. You just know that you saw someone come in and out of it.
I'm gonna say to Marika and Arrow, I think we probably should meet all on the skylight and converse there.
All right.
Copy that.
So just gonna make my way up to Orchid's position.
I'm gonna need a stealth roll from you 3 then. And I will count this as a group stealth roll. Rika?
Oof, 9.
Yeah, not enough, unfortunately. As you try to rendezvous, you get seen again by the people at the front as they call out, and they now start rapidly approaching you. You have 2 options. You can run, or you can try and subdue the 2. But you have effectively been caught.
Marika's just gonna very quickly side-eye Dwayne. Like, a look like, hey, what do we do?
Can't cause too much trouble, but if they are coming this way, there is just the two of them, and there's three of us, and if... I don't want Orchid to shoot off anything until we're ready to go.
Mm-hmm. It's 2v3.
Disable only. I don't want anyone killed.
Yeah.
Alright then, I'm gonna treat this as an instance of not so much initiative order, but I'm gonna treat this more like that you get a surprise attack. So kind of like a held action.
Yeah, if they get close enough, I'm just gonna punch them.
What? Okay, so are you gonna wait where you are, or are you going to hide before it? I need specifically what you're going to try and do to take these two down.
If we have the option to hide, we can take them out somewhere that they're not going to be seen. So
that would be around the fire. That would be around the corner of the fire escape side.
I would, unless anyone says otherwise, I think that might be the better option of the two.
Yeah.
So all three of you are gonna go around there?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alright then. So who's gonna try and do what? Who's gonna try and move first?
I'll draw their attention towards the secluded spot with my bright yellow jacket.
What I'm asking is like they're already gonna follow you to around the corner. Who is doing what?
I'm
Subdue
gonna
them.
punch the first one. I'm gonna punch the first one I'm gonna see.
Right. Okay. So you are immediately waiting for one of them to round the corner, and then you're going to hit.
Yes.
That is
is.
that is the action you are preparing. Okay.
For me.
Yes. Marika and Errol, what are you going to do? Again, they're already following you. You've been seen. You are essentially going to be running around the corner and then trying to subdue them. How are you going to do this?
I figure Arrow leads the way with the distraction, and we start taking off. Arrow basically is the distraction. We get behind the corner. We not really try to hide, but we try to be out of sight. Arrow runs through. They run through, and we just immediately try to just we basically just try to
Okay. Again. You can't distract them. They already know you're there. They are actively running towards you.
So going around the corner, they're already going to go around the corner. There's no need to do an extra distraction.
I mean, basically, we're just letting them around the corner, and then...
Pow.
Yeah, pow. Either pow or just rear naked choke. Just try to knock them out.
Okay, so... Are you going to strike or are you going to grapple? You have to be specific here.
Let me look at my skill set. I mean, for me personally, I probably would just go with my straight up just punch.
Same.
Okay, alright, so you're all going to try and strike them as they come around the corner. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In what positions are you in? Dwayne said he's going to do it immediately round the front as they round. So who takes the second action?
That'd be me.
Okay, cool. And then Arrow, you will take the third one. Okay, right. So, as you have been made, and they are shouting, you all quickly as you can round the corner and you hear the two individuals that were outside, outside the front originally, and then, they started to patrol around the building. They come barreling around the corner, as they do. The first one is too quick for you, Dwayne, as he rounds the corner. But the second one comes round. I need you to roll me an unarmed strike, please.
Anything specific? Because I'm technically sucker punching them, or?
I will give you an upshift on this one, because I am treating it as a surprise attack. Normally that would give you edge, but in this case, they know you're around the corner. So I'm only going to give you one upshift and an unarmed strike. You were doing this to incapacitate, not take out. So I'm going to count this as stun damage. Yeah.
I mean, that's a 28.
Yeah, so as the first guy barrels round the corner, damn, that's a D2. That's instant. I don't even need to. That's an instant success. That's D20 plus the skill die.
Wait, does it also go over his defense? Because that would also add a multiplier on that.
I'm double checking. What's half of 28? That would be 14. Yeah, it's more than double.
Jobbed.
Yeah. So this guy comes out. This other Smilodian, he comes barreling around the corner. He's not. He's obviously he's of domesticated class. Comes around the corner. Just like that, and all of a sudden, you just kind of like stick your arm out and just sock him straight across the jaw. And there's just this really solid crunch as your fist connects, and the guy he just kind of falls to the ground instantly.
Damn, he's got a glass jaw.
Yeah, he just went down. Marika, I need you to roll an unarmed strike, please.
Can I argue martial arts because I am specialized in that?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Martial arts, like do your unarmed, like your martial arts strike as if you were fighting normally.
Mm-hmm.
I know for Dwayne it's might because he has no specialty in the thing.
19.
19, yeah, that hits. How much damage do you normally do? 1, right?
Yeah, it'd basically be 1 stun damage.
Yeah, so he is 1 stunned. Yeah, okay, cool. So as that one, he kind of like turns around, sees Dwayne knock his friend out in 1 blow, and as he does, you kind of like do a roundhouse kick that catches him in the side of the head, and he's a bit disorientated, but he hasn't gone down. Arrow, I need you to make an unarmed strike or martial arts attack, please.
17, baby.
Yeah, as Marika's roundhouse kick connects to the side of his head, he comes up to.
I go with another roundhouse kick to the opposite side.
Yeah, so like the one, like he kind of spins out. He's kind of disorientated. He kind of like grunts out, and as he like brings himself back up, the only thing he sees is the sole of your foot connecting around as well, and then he drops to the floor, knocked out.
Hide the bodies, hide the bodies, hide the bodies, hide the bodies.
There's a couple of bins you can hide them in.
All right, into the dumpster.
At least get their gear first, maybe blend in a bit more.
Do they have a mask?
I mean, it would quite. It would not fit you, Dwayne, as they were domesticated class.
I mean, like for the other two, it would be kind of more like just take the jackets.
They would not fit you as they're domesticated class, and they certainly would not fit Marika or Arrow.
Or Arrow. Yeah, I'm a tall bastard. Remember?
They are made for. They are made for Smilodians, not humanoids.
Marika isn't tall, but she's buff, so yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll stuff it in a backpack anyway.
Alright, how long do we think it'll take for them to notice their boys are missing?
Twitch, do we know if there was anything from the front to the stockroom, or is it literally just the skyline? Or the skylight?
It's just the skylight.
Alright. Better make it fast. We better go up to the skylight.
It's a large building. It's only one floor, but you know it's big. It's got that stock room there. There's a place like all the bikes get parked outside under the cover, type deal. By this time, whatever they were unloading has already been unloaded, and they've gone away. Like the 2 trucks have gone away. So, for all anyone inside is aware, those 2 are still outside, just chilling.
In the trash.
Yeah.
Destination unknown? I'll tell you where your destination is. The goddamn trash!
Just a couple of alley cats.
Ha ha ha!
So, you now make your way up the skylight.
The fire escape.
Yeah, up to the skylight to rendezvous with Orchid. And as you get up there, again, because of the description you were given, you're fairly certain. But as you peer over, yeah, you see your brother. He's being held by this gang.
I make the call.
Is there anything in my engineering kit that would let me, like, open up the skylight a little bit, like, quietly, or...
No. Engineering's for vehicles, not for lockpicking. Are you... The one thing I will say is, are you sure you want to make this phone call?
Or is there another method we have of contacting Mr. Caruso?
You could. The only way to contact him is this phone call. My more concern is like, do you want to do this? Is this a, I'm not saying I am not saying you shouldn't, but I'm what I'm trying to infer is that maybe you should consider your actions a little bit more in depth.
I will move away from the building and then make the phone call.
No. I want to make the phone call on the skyline because I think Dwayne would want to, like, be in on the conversation for this one. But like Twitch said, do we want to make the phone call first, or do we want to have a chat? Because if what Twitch is saying is that I'm thinking he might just go in guns blazing.
The minute you make that phone call, the cops are gonna be swarming this place, and we don't want to be anywhere near it.
Yeah. And also take into consideration the information that you were given.
Mm-hmm.
Something sussy about the building. I can't place it, but something sussy.
Sus.
And basically trying to say that you need to pay more attention to what's happening in other parts of the session, because again, I'm not saying you can't call him. If you do, that's the fallout. But again, you were given specific information saying, oh, this is a target that our agent has found. This is what's going on here. What's going on? If you catch my meaning. I can't spoon feed it to you any more than that.
We can be more stealthy and spy-like and listen into that meeting that's going on in the other room.
Treat this like our normal ranger operations.
You're right. Yeah, Papa doesn't need to know everything.
Because remember,
Right now,
as much as, yes, it's Wayne's brother, you are here on a mission.
breakable look, everybody. Stick to the mission.
While they were making their way up here, was I able to keep an eye on both windows? Or are they far enough apart where I have to
You have to move between the two. You would have to move between the two, yes.
Okay. I would have spent equal times at both, just trying to gather some information. Would you like me to roll to see if I actually pick up any information?
No, you
Or
got
just
the
because I didn't.
You got the crit. You don't need to. Again, you can't hear through the skylights. You can just see what's going on. But whatever was unloaded in the stockroom, they're now just trying to inspect what was in the crates. You can't really see because they don't really like open the crates up completely. And as far as the meeting goes, it seems to be like, it doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon.
Was I able to get a clear look at the people with the meeting, aka can I remember what they look like?
Yeah, you can remember what they look like.
Because
I mean,
dressed Smellodian meeting with bikers.
you could just record it.
That's what I mean. Do I get a good enough view to
you
like,
can
just hit record?
So yeah, you can see what's going on, no problem. The one in the suit again is domesticated class. It's a gray cat. He's flanked by two rather large lynxes. That the boss is a large-looking yellowish tiger, not as big as Khan. He's there like a yellowish orange tiger, and the other members that are near him, of course, they too are. One is domesticated, one is non-domesticated. So you
as long as I'm being surveillance bot here. I'm just recording as much information to bring back so we can like break it down later.
Yeah, but that's all you've been able to see. You haven't been able to see anything other than that.
Okay, sweet.
You can relay that to the team as and when.
Well, I broke it down initially when we were climbing up. I haven't really gotten any more news. I've just been continuing surveillance.
Yeah.
Make sure like nothing sussy happens, like an alarm triggers and we didn't know about it. I'm keeping eye on both rooms, basically.
Yeah.
Marika's gonna look to Orchid. Is there any way you can maybe hack into the cameras down there and maybe get audio?
I can attempt it, but I do not know if it will trigger any alerts or notifications if it does not go smoothly, because I'm not familiar with their setup here.
And we don't exactly have Nova here for backup.
Are there like security cameras around the place, or is this like dingy, no security cameras inside because they don't want evidence even for themselves?
No, there are cameras. Not high tech, but it's a put together place. This is obviously, although it is presented as a clubhouse, it's obviously a front.
Are they techy enough for me to have a poke?
Yeah. You want to give me a technology roll? Or whatever it is you're attempting to do?
I'm attempting to feel it out with some logic,
So you want to use your grid juju power?
I do.
Again, there's something interfering. You're not quite sure what it is. Whatever this thing is that's disrupting stuff, you're like, right, yes, I could 100% access this system. It's not too advanced for me. In fact, it would be child's play. But there's something that's just like gently shoving you away.
There is something disturbing here, and may need to try find a hard connection, because right now I can see them, but I cannot see them.
Okay, so what are our options?
Are there any antennas or like arrays on the top of the roof that may have like a hardline connection for me to go like plug into?
No.
Nope. Okay.
The best I can do right now is just code what we can see. and see if later with time we can decode
I will say it
the
is
read
possible.
ellipse.
I will say it is possible to open these skylights a little. There is like a way into the building or from the top. There's like a little like door that will lead into the building.
That was what I was kind of wondering about, like just the silent entry in.
Yeah, there's a
Because
door.
I do have like,
There's a door
'cause
to
I
get
would have-
into the building
yeah.
on top of the building. Otherwise, it wouldn't be much use of having a fire escape on the side of the building. The skylights, you can open up the skylights like that, like you would be able to open up a skylight.
and that leads into the storage room
It
or the
leads
stock room.
it leads into the building.
Maneuvering around the skylight, just for like a better view, can I see if logically it looks like there is a closer connection between the back door and this main area?
So there's obviously, yeah, you can if you give me another perception roll. I've let you ride the crit long enough. So
Focus.
as you walk around, obviously there's like a partition in between where the stock room is and where the main hall is like that. You get the feeling that it might be the kitchen in between. It might be like a hallway. It might be something else. You're not really sure. It could be the bathrooms.
Is
Either
that
or.
steamy vent just like in the middle of like where the back door is, and
It's off. It's off
where
over
the
to
main
the.
room
It's off over towards like the other the edge of the building, but it is in between the main room and the stock.
I'm not able to fully determine a lay of the land from what we can see here, but if we wish to listen in, we may need to get closer, or I may need to find the root of whatever is interfering.
Don't suppose it's a jammer, would it?
It could possibly be a jammer. It feels like it is not directly stopping, but much like some of the drones, it is just making things detour. I can continue to surveil and see what I find. We'll see if
No, because as you said, you're gonna need a hard point. I think we're gonna have to find an entrance in somehow. And
the hard point is only one direct solution. It depends on how we want to handle this going forward.
Honestly, we're not gonna get really anything done unless we go in.
Again, the skylights do open.
can we like drop in
You could drop.
quietly?
No, you couldn't drop in quietly. You would be dropping in directly in the middle of the storeroom and then in the middle of the meeting that's happening in the main bar area.
dropping in is dropping into action.
What I'm
I mean,
saying
it's like-
is, what I am saying is that they do open.
Yeah.
And once
We
they
just
are
crack-
open, sound may travel out of them.
Guys, let's just open the skylight door so we can hear what they're talking about.
Okay, I'll open it.
Very slowly so it doesn't creak.
Please give me an infiltration roll, please.
Would anyone like to assist?
I'll assist.
Yes.
Oh wait, I can't assist. I'm not trained.
Doesn't
I
matter.
am.
Oh, then I assist.
How did you roll that with edge?
Oh, I rolled it because I thought I asked for assistance, so and I heard 2 yeses. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, don't overjump anything. Did someone lend assistance there?
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Cool. Just again, make sure to confirm before doing it. But yes, it's fine. You managed to open up the skylight. It doesn't make a noise, just like that. And now that it is open, you can hear what is going on in the meeting area.
Orchid set to record mode.
TiVo
I
sound
don't
effect.
have a record mode, but I will pay attention.
Look, if you recorded what Shrek was going on about, you can record this.
It's not so much that Orchid recorded it, it's that Orchid had a connection. Orchid can see it, then has to deliver it to other people. It's not so much that it's recording. It's just Orchid sees
I
it.
remember things.
Yeah. Essentially,
okay.
Orchid is showing memories, more or less. It's not a recording as such. Also, Orchid was morphed when you got that information, and all information that you guys see when morphed goes through to Professor Daxian. That is currently not happening because you are planet side and frequencies cannot travel through. Everything that you see
Recording.
And I do bunny ears with my hand, and I just pay attention to them.
Yeah. So yes, you kind of hear like mid conversation, and he's just like, you hear the biker leader just like, this wasn't part of the deal. You stay out of this territory, and we allow you to use the tunnels to let in the Mausers and Rousers. That was the deal. And then of course the domestic said, yes, well, the deal has been altered, I'm afraid, and it would be within your best interest to comply, lest you make my senior rather upset. And of course, Councilman Giles hates it when he has to get his hands dirty. You see like visible anger on the biker leader's face as he says this. You know, he said this to them, and the domestic guy's looking quite smug. Of course, we could also just not provide you with the means to keep this area under your control. I know there are others that would pay quite handsomely for it. The rest of the other guys in the room start to like shift about, and they look around, and the boss kind of stands up, takes a drink, and goes, "We're gonna need a day or two to go over current inventory, and then maybe we'll get back to you." And it's at this point the domesticated cat, Smilodian, kind of like stands up and picks up their belongings. Kind of nods and said, "Yes, well, please don't keep us waiting. After all, you know what will happen if you don't. Oh, and take care of that little niche problem, would you?" And the individual starts to leave the building. As they leave, of course, they don't pay attention to the fact that the two out front are missing. They could care less. They get picked up in a rather fancy-looking transport vehicle, almost a limo-like. And the boss then makes his way. He kind of like flips the table he was at and starts looking at that. And then one of the guys, he just says, "If we accept this deal, then we're just working for this guy."
Quick question as an aside.
Yeah.
I do have binoculars. Can I see if there's like a license plate or anything?
Yeah, sure. Any identifying features? Give me a alertness perception check, please.
Any edge, because I mean, like, or you using the binoculars or whatnot?
Nope, you're just looking through. You're looking with your eyes through binoculars.
That's a crit
yes.
17.
Yes. So, as the car pulls up, notice that it's got the like the symbol for the Southwest arcology on it. It's obviously come from one of the Southwest arcology liaison offices. And as you know, they liaise directly with the civilian council advisors at the other arcology. So, whoever this is, obviously works for Giles. Or at least one of Giles' advisors. That's from the Southwest arcology.
Son of a bitch. Dwayne's gonna like be like through gritted teeth. But that's the side, so.
Yeah. So the head of the biker gang just goes, "You leave everything to me. Send a message out, get the other leaders around. They want to alter the deal, then I guess we're gonna have to make some alterations of our own. Handle that idiot in there. I don't want to see him ever again." And it's at that point the boss walks out. He starts to make his way out of the building. Obviously, he gets on his bike, and you hear him just drive off. But as you transfer back into the go over to the other skylight, you see them talking and everything, and some of the other ones then. They're all done putting away the merchandise and whatnot, and they pick your brother up, because you know it's Micah. It looks like him. It's there. This skylight you haven't opened, but as they come in, they've picked Micah up, and they are now he's obviously talking to him, but they are dragging him out of the building, the back alley.
Choco, if you're saying anything, I can't hear you.
No, I was pausing. Rika's gonna look at the guys and say, "Well, should we go watch the show?"
I feel like there's the potential for a deal here, but I do want to save my brother.
So, I will say the 5 that were in the stock room are no longer there. You can't see them. The only ones left were the 2 that were in the 2 bodyguards near the boss, and one other guy that was watching your brother. So there's only 3 of them there. The other ones must have you assume rode off with the vans.
3 against 4. Do you want to go loud?
No, there's 3 biker gangs plus your brother.
Wait, three gangs or 3 individual people?
3 individual. Sorry, no, 3 against 4. There's 4 of you. My bad.
Yeah, 3 against 4.
That's what you meant. My bad.
Yeah. Marika will look to everybody. Do we go loud?
Should we not try to resolve this as quietly as possible?
You did hear them say, "Take care of that problem."
Oh, the brother is a snitch. We have to act fast.
Dwayne's really itching right here. And you can
we
understand
not
why.
Just ambush them since it looks like they're taking him to be back alley.
If
So
there
they
is if there is just the three of them, we can ambush them.
It would
And
be
you would have to go loud, Orchid.
not necessarily.
Is stealth not an option at all? If we get them before they can do anything?
Honestly, the best thing, if we're gonna get to them before they get to him, we can't guarantee they're gonna drag him outside. They could just do it in the base.
No, they are literally dragging him out. I have said
saw-
that.
Oh no,
Yeah,
that's
we
right.
saw
You
him
said
drag
that.
him out.
Please pay attention.
I
I
start
was-
just heading over to the place where it looks like they're dragging him out. As we are having this talk.
I think what's getting everyone confused is there any more else inside of the building?
No, so there are 3 gang members plus your brother. The other ones rode away.
So we can safely go loud if need be.
If you go loud, you will draw attention from the surrounding area.
Why can't we just silent take them down like the 2 guards you took down?
Yeah, let's do that.
Wait,
That's-
before we get
that's-
out.
what I
Yeah,
mean.
no,
'cause
okay, so my thinking is that because Orchid is long range, you know?
Yes, but that would or
because I am long range does not mean I need to fire and like ruin the stealth we have done up until this point.
Okay.
for once
We
in
have
our
successfully
lives,
managed to stealth this entire thing so
for
far.
once in our careers,
Would you
let's
like
stay
me
stealthy.
to
Let's
take
do our
out
job.
my gun and just fire it into the air?
So we've managed to stay stealthy for longer than 5 minutes. Let's keep it up.
Okay, let's get back down there and surprise him.
So again, he's being dragged towards out back, the back alley. You can hear as this happens, you can hear them out in the back scuffling, and you can hear your brother saying to them, going, "I wasn't going to do anything, I swear." You were snooping around the base a little too much for the boss's liking. We're going to ask you again. What did you find, and who are you gonna tell? He's kind of just like, I wasn't going to tell anyone, I swear. Look, I was just trying to see if there was anything I could use. Just, lay off the debts a little bit. That's all. I was gonna pay back.
Can I just sock the one that's at the
You are still
rear the most?
okay, yeah,
Or-
but you are still on top of the building, is what I'm saying.
Can we get to like on top of the building next to the alleyway? So potentially, if people wanted to jump and do a takedown, they could.
That is 100% possible.
I mean, that's what I'm
Ooh.
thinking.
That's what I'm thinking.
I figure as soon as that happens, the 3 of us or the 4 of us just immediately just jump down and just take the guys.
Okay. Again, if that is the plan,
Is that the plan?
Yeah, Dwayne's gonna itch and he's gonna be like, fuck it, he's gonna jump.
right, okay. So, again, treating this as a surprise attack, you will get edge this time because these guys don't know you're there. It will need to be an unarmed martial arts strike.
With edge.
Mm-hmm.
With
And
edge.
just edge.
With just edge. However, I am going to need you all to roll me a group acrobatics check.
Acrobatics first or
Acrobatics first.
can I do athletics?
That is
will-
a 13.
Does this count as...
Maneuverability. Am I doing a maneuverable thing?
You're technically jumping.
Okay.
Drumming in them nose.
I will accept acrobatics and athletics.
There we go.
Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I will class this as a long jump, so you only have to be a difficulty of 10. Yep. So, you all jump down. I'm now going to need you all to individually select what you are going to do and who you are going to hit. Because before you jump down, you see these guys, they are interrogating like that. One of them has a weapon. This is basically a case of they are going to do this regardless of what. They're just trying to see if they can get any more information out of him before they do the deed.
Is the one with the weapon the closest?
Yes.
I will go for him.
Right, okay. Orchid.
I will also go for the weapon guy, because they are the biggest threat here.
Okay, makes sense. Arrow.
I'm gonna go for the guy that's holding him up.
Yeah, sure. Marika?
Whoever's left after that, I'll just.
All right, yeah.
I'll take down.
Okay, cool. All right, everyone roll me unarmed strike / martial arts with edge, please.
Oh, that's a crit 21!
Damn it. I didn't roll edge,
And there's
but I got
another
a
one.
crit.
Okay, yeah, well, I'll
I
take
rolled a
it.
7.
And I got a
Don't know why.
17.
Right, okay. So, as you all land, there is an audible noise, especially from Orchid. As you all land, you kind of roll as you do, Dwayne, and you kind of just take the guy out at his legs. He falls down, but he is not out. He is still got there. Orchid, as Dwayne takes the guy down at the leg, you come forward and with a large boot to the side of his head, he gets completely and utterly knocked down, dropping the weapon. Errol,
Boot
the
to
guy.
the head.
Yeah. Errol,
Elbow drop!
yeah, Errol, the guy that you kind of like, as you come down, you kind of just bring your hand or like your elbow down on the top of his head as you land. And it completely, and he just, again, he gets knocked out completely, and Micah falls to the floor. Marika, as you land and spin, you hit the guy, but it doesn't really do anything. You kind of hit him in the chest, and he kind of stumbles back a little bit, but it doesn't really do anything else.
Stumble back, or is he prone?
He's just stumbled. He's not like he didn't really knock him out or anything. So he's now aware of what's going on here. And he's going to try and make a run for it. Let me just get up. I haven't put the character sheet in Boundary yet, but he's going to that. What would I count this as? He's got not great speed. I'm going to make him roll. Right, he's got 1d20 and a d2 in athletics. Yeah, I'm going to make him roll 1d20, 1d2. One sec, I got to do this manually because, again, I don't have a character sheet. $14. And then roll 1d. Let's just roll d4, is it? Ooh, okay, 30, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, cool. So he's gonna try and run. Now that you've seen like that, what are you guys gonna try and do?
What's his run distance?
His run distance is 30.
I've got 35.
Yeah, that's fine. But he's actively trying to get away from you. He's rolled a 17 in athletics. So,
Yeah, and I'm giving pursuit.
Okay, right. So, again, I ask, what are you going to try and do to stop him? He's rolled a 17. He's not running yet. But he's rolled a 17 to try and escape. What are you guys going to try and do? I should have done that as private.
Can I roll counter athletics to try to grab him?
Yeah.
Soft 20.
Yeah, cool. Easily enough.
I'm just hanging out with Micah, making sure he's okay.
He's not really sure what the fucking hell's just happened.
He tries throwing to Marika, just immediately just fucking full Nelsons him.
Cool. Orchid and Dwayne.
I'm gonna sock him. It's full sprint. Bam.
Yeah, cool.
I would just try.
And since
Who are you jumping in
Marika is
front?
holding him,
One sec. Who are you jumping in front of, Orchid?
I would try to maneuver in front of the person trying to run away.
Okay, cool. That means you would need a counter athletics as well.
Well, can I use acrobatics, maneuverability, to get in front of him? Especially because my speed is 40.
Yes, I will allow it. Unfortunately not.
Yeah.
And Marika's already, like, as you go to jump, you notice Marika's already got him in the thing, so you kind of, like, stop, and then you turn your attention to Micah.
Yep.
Okay, Dwayne, I'm going to need you to roll a little, your martial arts, or an arm strike.
right? Do I get any shifts up or edge because Marika is holding him?
I will say shift up, because this is technically Marika assisting you. So I would say edge, actually, yeah, because it's an assist.
Right, just to double confirm, edge. No shift
Edge,
up.
edge, yes, edge. Because, again, Marika's got him grappled, so... He's out. So as he tries to run away, Marika grabs him in the full Nelson, and as Marika turns him around, you run full pelt, Dwayne, and you just punch him square in the face. And he goes down.
And you see him pissed.
Yeah, and he goes down completely. Completely knocked out. Micah is just kind of like, he said, please don't hurt me. I won't do anything, I swear.
Just slowly. It's back up, calms down, turns around. The things I do for you, brother.
he kind of like stops, looks up, and just kind of goes, Wayne?
Just picks him up by the collar. The very same, brother.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we end the session. You did get through it. Woo!
Yee.
It ended precisely where I planned for it to end. And with only 10 minutes over. Not too bad.
Hey, we did it!
Yeah.
I love getting that crit so I could do the elbow drop.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm like that. You have no idea how much I was just kind of like, all right, they've stealthed it all the way up to you, and then you're just like, all right, go loud. And I'm just like, ah. Consider your options and what I have laid out for you. Yes. That, ladies and gentlemen, has been Power Rangers CyberStrike episode 30. I don't have a name for this one because I had to make this session impromptu because of the lack of having Nova and Scott here, or DeLuna and Hardluck. But this will tie into what I do have planned, depending on the choices that they make going forward. Again, not a very heavy combat scene, not in initiative anyway, because I'm trying to force a more stealth-oriented narrative rather than just be like, hey, here's a monster, here's the fight, here's the monster, here's the fight, here's the monster, here's the fight. It's a bit of a different way of telling a Power Rangers story, not the Monster of the Week style.
I mean, we are
yeah.
essentially a Black Ops Power Ranger team, so it makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, I just apologize because it's like, it's my brother. I want to go in.
No, I get that, yeah. It's also more the fact that I'm trying to get you guys to consider your options more rather than always going, yeah, let's just go do this. Like, I'm trying to get you to think and role play more.
It makes sense in character. He would want to go loud, and we would try talk him down, which is what happened.
Yes.
So I think
It's
it
like,
played out properly.
Yeah.
I understand it's your brother, but we have a mission.
Also, taking into consideration the fact that you're on the planet, you're not supposed to have weapons. All that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, that worked out perfectly. A lot of it is. You actually got. I had three secret things that you needed to find out, and you ended up getting 2 of them. So that's not too bad.
We never found out what was in the crates.
No, but you did find out.
Well,
you did find out that whoever the biker gang leader was with works for one of Giles, either works for Giles or one of his advisor. And you also
name drop Giles.
He did name drop Giles. Yep, he did. And you also found out that something was disrupting technology around the area. You're not sure what.
And also the fact that Giles was the one that let in the Mausers.
Well, you don't know what that's about, but you know, the only thing that was dropped was Giles' name. You're not quite sure who's letting the Mausers in.
They did say at the beginning they were letting them use the tunnels for the Mausers and Rousers.
Yes, they did.
And then after that, it was a threat of, you wouldn't want me to let my superior get involved. Giles gets angry when he's made to do stuff.
Yeah, when he's made to get his hands dirty.
Yeah.
You don't know. He could just be the overseer. Who's to say that that's what they're using the tunnels for? You never know. I like to throw curveballs. But yes.
True.
Again, if this is your first time here at the stream, thank you very much for watching, as always. Again, if you're expecting something a little bit different, I do apologize, but I had to adapt rather quickly because I didn't want to just skip another session because it's not fair to these guys and it's not fair to the people who like watching. So I threw together this session in about a day.
I think it was a solid sub-quest type deal.
Yeah, and it didn't deviate too far from my main idea that I have planned for everyone.
Well, if anything, it just adds to it, right? We've now unlocked another option thanks to this.
Yeah, you've got
Plus, now the
options.
biker gangs are going to be like, well, we could potentially alter the deal ourselves. And I'm like, that's a way in to get us to side with them
Could be
against Giles.
any other way, either or. Yes. So I'm not going to keep anyone further because it's getting late and stupidly early for work. Hooray. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Power Rangers CyberStrike. I'm just going to go down the list. Choco, who are you and where can everyone find you?
Hello, I'm Choco Zombie 101 or Choco or Zombie, whatever you want to call me. You can find me on Twitter at Choco Zombie 101 and at Blue Sky at Choco Zombie 101. You can also find me here on Wednesdays playing Breaka. You can find me over on twitch.tv/Draco_Magnus along with Deluna13 for the Revalia. We may or may not take a hiatus this month because one of our players, Milla, is currently doing work things that may have him working all the time. So if we don't have a session through the month of October, aka Harvest Month, we might figure out like a midi series or something else to do. So stay tuned to Draco's Twitter and our Twitters to find out more. Also, Midnight Friday, Spider-Man 2 comes out, and I may or may not be streaming it.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man. I wanted to buy Spider-Man game, the remastered one on Steam. Play that before playing number 2, but I just haven't had the money. Which is sad. But yeah, awesome. Cryptic, who are you and where can they find you?
Hi, I'm Cryptic Cyanogen. You can find me at twitch.tv/cryptic_cyanogen. And next week we will be having our Halloween pay-per-view, also known as Slamwin. It's gonna be a fun time.
Sick. And Rosso, who are you? Where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at ROSOHRYU. That is Rosso Ryu. You can find me on YouTube at ROSOH. I tend to do the intros for MNW and for WDW. I play as Arsoya the Undisputed Future in Dr. Caliban's Warzone for MNW, and I play as Debug in Cryptic's WDW show. And for the portraits that you have been seeing for this session, I am the artist that has done them, including the unavailable versions of the portraits. So yeah, that is me.
I'm his tag team partner.
The longest reigning, I believe, in WDW as well.
How long will it go?
You know what? I'm
likes you
interesting to
guys on
know.
your tile defenses.
We are the Roman Reigns of the tag team division.
We're not quite there yet. People haven't gotten sick of us yet.
And finally, Tom, who are you? Where can they find you?
I'm Tom. You can find me here next time we have a session. Yay!
Tom is also the individual who has done a lot of the art you see in the slideshow that happens during the BRB, the setting up, and the final outdoor stuff here.
And you can see him doing Toka-related art on twitch.tv/DynamoTom.
Very good. Hey artists, do things. It's great stuff.
Chill.
And of course, I am Twitch the person. You can find me here whenever I get motivation to stream. I have streams planned. It's just I started a new job. Hooray! I'm working now.
Yay.
I work mainly Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at this moment. I get up at 6:30 in the morning to head out. Yeah, it's fine. I get a lift. But I'm currently working where my dad works on the coaches. It's social service care, but that's fine. You can find me here streaming all sorts of things. The new update for Final Fantasy XIV dropped, and I'm very far behind. I had planned on getting to the end of that and then going straight into it, but no, I do plan on doing a very long stream at some point to just completely just blitz the main story and catch up to everything now, because I don't want to be behind when Dawnbreaker comes out. I'm also getting heavily back into Rainbow Six Siege with my friends, playing ranked. I'm going to run the idea past them saying, hey, do you guys mind if I stream this? And I might even cut it up and do things like that. I'm not great at the game, but I wouldn't necessarily say I'm bad. I have my days where I'm all right and I'm not, but yeah. So that's fun. And any other games that I decide to play, I am thinking on just looking down my Steam list and saying, you know what, I'm going to play this. It's good. I will do this one. We'll do a playthrough, whatever. Yes, you can find everything you need to know about me below the stream. Links to my Twitter and my YouTube. You can also find the entire playlist of the Power Rangers CyberStrike campaign on my YouTube right here. It's right there. You can go there to check it out. And if you fancy a little bit of watching cringe stuff, you can even go back and look at all the old content I made on YouTube once upon a time. But yeah, until then, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. This has been episode 30. I will think of a name forthwith. But until then, we're going to go raid into someone. And as per usual, I don't have anyone online except for really large streamers I watch.
I've got Bromad.
I do have Bromad as well.
And that's about it.
He's hidden underneath all of the other ones.
There's also Limes.
Yeah, there is Lime. Lime has 1.4.
Lime's able to get their own audience.
Yeah, that's like that. I do have my old friend Icy Caress, actually. He's only got 56. It's been a while since I've raided into him. He's playing loads of the Fallen.
It's the only other people I have live are VTubers and speedrunners.
Yeah, no, I have VTubers that I watch as well. I also have Red Claw. He's also someone that's into the Power Rangers stuff.
You know what? It's Mastodon is live.
Who's that? I don't know who that is.
Wrestle streamer.
Eh,
Big fan of 90s nostalgia, Power Rangers, and arguments about pineapple on pizza.
okay, fair.
That just sounds like you.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and raid my mate Icy. I haven't raided him in a long while. So, yeah, that will be where we go. Go over there. He does a lot of really cool content. He's a creamy Scottish man. He's been alive for 2.5 hours.
And
I don't know if he's ending the stream now or not, though.
Wait, I just figured out a title for this episode.
No, he's ending his stream. Never mind.
Catnap.
Catnap. Yeah, we can go with that. All right, I'm going to raid into one of the VTubers I normally raid into then. Because my mate is ending the stream. Let's see. We're going to go raid Red Claw. He's a dinosaur VTuber. Plays a lot of Final Fantasy. And he himself a very big Toku aficionado. Also a Gundam aficionado. Zoids, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to go raid Red Claw.
Zoids.
Zoids is fun. I like Zoids. But yeah, he's doing some stuff over here. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We'll be live again. Stay tuned to all my socials for it. And until next time, take it easy. Stay safe. Be kind. If you can't be kind, shut the fuck up.
Hail Pungus.
Hail Pungus!
Hail
Hail Pigeon!
And Hail Pigeon.
Good night, guys.
Hail pigeon.